Greetings and welcome to you. I am Shushana, and this is going to be a reading for you if you are the year of the ox. Let's see. The ox will be 1949, 1961, 1973, 1985, 1997, 2009, and 2021. Your energy is coming off really similar to the year of the dog. You might have a best friend that is the year of the dog or a significant other that is the year of the dog, but their reading came out really stirred and really astute and really militant, and your energy is similar to like the things that you're going through is similar to what the dog is going through. So if you feel like, I don't know, heavily targeted, or you just feel like people are constantly crossing your boundaries, if you feel that as an ox, then maybe I would recommend going and watching The Year of the Dog, because I feel like you're going through something very similar. And I don't want to repeat what I said to dogs to you when I can give you something extra. Okay, so whatever the reading was for The Year of the Dog, check that out. That is also dedicated to you. And then we're going to get personal. Okay, so we're going to use our traditional medicine deck. I only use medicine cards or positive cards. And we're going to do a fire pit Inipi spread. And that's going to show us what is out of balance or what could be out of balance this coming year, what action needs to be taken, and what tools you have to sustain the alignment. Okay, so your energy, I'm not going to compare you to the year of the dog. I think you're going through similar things, but your energy is different. So let me feel you. Your energy is sick and tired. Okay, you are sick and tired of existing at times. These are just collective readings. They're not going to resonate with everyone. If it doesn't resonate with you, it's for somebody else that's meant to hear it. If it's not your story, it's someone else's. These are just collective reads. So you're sick and tired. You feel like no matter how much you sleep, you wake up absolutely exhausted and unmotivated and just, ugh. And it's not because of your doing. It's not because of anything that you've done wrong, but because of everything that you've done right. And everything that you've done right has made other people uncomfortable. Other people become uncomfortable by your success. Other people become uncomfortable and intimidated by your ease and how easily you succeed and how easily you reach goals and how easily you reach deadlines and how easily you carry other people's burdens. And then they have the audacity to ask for more. People might be giving you short notices, trying to throw you onto under the bus or put you on the schedule last minute. It's so degrading and dehumanizing when our managers and bosses do this. And they don't understand the psychological breakdown and panic attack and trauma and triggers that happens. When you hurt an ox by being inconsiderate, when you disappoint an ox, you ruin their day. Because that ox can't stop thinking about it. They think about over and over and over what they could have said, what they could have said to defend themselves better. What they could have done to prevent the whole situation from happening to begin with. Why is it that they are consumed by torment simply because they defended themselves? That is the life of an ox. It's like, oh, God forbid, ox opens their mouth and defends themselves and puts their hoof down. The ox people are so nice and so sweet, and sometimes they are plagued with this pushover vibe that everybody takes for granted, disrespects, violates, tries to step on your tail. On one end. And then on the other end, you have people who are jealous of your progress and they stick their foot out and want to see you trip and fall. Let me tell you, ox, let me tell you, the Lord, heaven, the Lord of justice, the Lord of karma, and heaven's team, heaven's general soldiers, heaven's army did not forget you. And everything they did to you, heaven wrote it down. And it is written every single time. They took your niceness for weakness. Every single time you were charged for other people's debts. Your entire life suffering has to do with other people and your interaction with them. Yet you are loving, yet you want to help, you want to volunteer, you want to heal. You have a name for yourself in nonprofit communities, in holistics, metaphysical worlds, dimensions. You have your own power. Every sign in the Chinese astrology has powers, and your power is not what people would think visually, your strength and resilience. There's something else. It's unconditional love. It's not the strength. It's not what you had to carry that nobody else could carry. Oh my God. If other people had to carry what you carried, their back would have been crushed. And you survived. You were nice for so many years. And it got you nowhere. And you realize now that you have to avoid people. You have to avoid them like the plague. That you can be your own boss from home and deal with people minimally. That's what it came to. That's what it is. That's your intro. Oh, should we take that one? Uh-oh. I didn't think I was going to see that one. So, back to what we were talking about. Let me tell you, there is justice. Okay? There is justice that is already being served that you don't know about because they don't want you to know about it. They don't want you to know that they got their justice. They don't want you to know that they got their karma for what they did to you. But God has a way of showing you little clips here and there that you didn't ask for. Little samples of what has happened since. And you are not one of those people who's vengeful. You're not vengeful. You don't believe in revenge. You don't. But if you happen to see or witness a clip of the consequences that happened to the people who did you wrong and are still doing you wrong, it makes you feel loved by heaven. It's like you didn't ask for it, but God will give it to you. See, I told you. I told you that your reading was very similar to the Year of the Dog. The last card that I got for that little mini Inipi spread is the same one that the dog got. Anywho, let's begin your reading. Tree of Life, we have number 32. And this has to do with acceptance. The imbalance that you are experiencing now or will experience more as the year develops is your unwillingness to accept something. There's something that needs your acceptance. And this is hard, I know. For some reason, my elbows started to hurt. Like my elbows are like hurting out of nowhere right now. So I know that this is going to hurt, but there's something that you have to accept. This could be a variety of things. This could be accepting the dark truth about a parent figure, um, the truth about a divorce, the truth about a death. It has that heaviness to it. There's a heavy truth that requires your acceptance, and you can't move forward until you accept something. I don't know what that is because it's going to depend on what you're going through, but there's something that needs your acceptance. It's really heavy. It could be something that you just don't want to look at. You don't want to acknowledge it. You just don't want to accept it, and you have to accept it. For others of you, it's a positive truth, and you need to shift your core belief system. Your core belief right now is not believing in positive things because of trauma. So amazing miracles are not being delivered properly because you haven't accepted them, because your core belief system is mangled in trauma, and you just have to grab it and shift it the other way like you would a sink knob, a tub knob. Switch it so it can believe positive things can happen to you. The blockage right now is you don't believe that positive things can happen to you. You want positive things. You pray for positive things. Your body, your soul, your spirit, your love life needs positive things and positive people, positive love. But because of trauma, because of shame and guilt and having to do with trauma, not of anything wrong that you did, people flipping the script on you and gaslighting you, you no longer believe that positive things can happen to you. And you could sit there and research all day long. You can research for months and weeks and talk with your roommates. I want to go here. I want to go here. I want to move there. I want that car. I want that horse. I want that purse. I want that garden. I want that land. Wouldn't it be nice? And you've been wishing and wishing and wishing and wishing. But there's an unresolved part of you, the inner child of you that thinks it's not going to get it, that thinks it doesn't deserve it, that thinks it's not qualified. Oh my God, Ox, you're killing me. And like I said, the shifting, you have to do it every day because the trauma is so embedded that it goes back. It switches right back. It's like you turn on the knob at the tub and it just kind of turns itself back where you're trying. So every day you switch the core belief system. Put a statement on your wall that you see every day. I deserve good things. I deserve good things. I deserve this. 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 Even if you have to lie to yourself and say, I deserve this because of everything I've been through. You see that? You see that? I deserve this because of everything I've been through. You don't believe the second part. You can trick your mind into believing the first part, but you don't believe the second part because of everything I've been through. Because of everything I've been through. So that means that because of everything you've been through, that makes you feel undeserving. So you can get yourself worked up halfway and then it just fizzles out. Do you see what I'm saying? So stop allowing it to fizzle out. Stop allowing the undeserving to come back in. Work on worthiness this year, Ox. That is your biggest homework this year and the only thing that we should be talking about because my God, people, you know, like 80% of the population is just cruel, absolutely cruel, reptilian, insectoids, fried brains, fried blood cells, like zombie contagions. My God, the amount of negative harm that people have wished upon you is just, I cannot. Why can't people wish you well? What is it? What is it in society that people can't wish you well? You know, why does it seem, I might be wrong, why does it seem like it's such a tiny percentage of people who wish you well? And the majority just want to see you get ran over by a car. Oxes, you are either very handsome or very beautiful without any makeup. When you wear no makeup, people are jealous of you even when you're not wearing any makeup. Like sometimes you have no time to put on makeup and you just have to run out of the house and go to that appointment. Go to that shift. Do what you gotta do. And people are just like, ugh, ugh. It's like jealousy is the oldest spell in the book. It's ancient. And oxes are powerful and they're able to clear the evil eye, clear the envy, clear the jealousy, reject it, void it, delete it, erase it infinitely on loop, right? But that's not what hurts the ox. What hurts the ox is that they had to do it to begin with. They're like, where's the sisterhood? Where's the brotherhood? Why isn't humanity taking care of itself? Why is it doing exactly what the enemy wants, which is wishing people harm? So let's go to your second card, which makes me sad. The action that needs to be taken is addictions. So if you're dealing with alcohol, non holistic drugs, street drugs, things that are not healthy for you, um, this is the year to finally wean off of it. If you feel like you've hit a wall and emotionally, no matter what you attain, like let's say lately you've been doing good financially and you got the car you wanted, you got the apartment you wanted, you got the job you wanted, but there's a wall, a spiritual or emotional wall, metaphoric wall. And you want to surpass it. You want to go through it. You know how you go through it? By sacrificing a negative habit, sacrificing what needs to be sacrificed. That is how your breakthrough is going to come. Now, let's say that you don't do drugs, you don't do alcohol, but you microdose holistic prescriptions. Let's say you use 50 tokes a day. 50 tokes a day of a holistic prescription. Can you knock that down to 5? If it's a prescription, if they're prescription pills, if they're like mentally stabilizing, psychiatric, psychological pills, whatever it is that you're taking that your holistic therapist or practitioner recommends or whatever, right? Just because a doctor recommended it, just because a doctor's giving you pharmaceuticals, does that mean we have to take it? No, no. So try, if you are only on prescriptions, try kicking those off, either completely or reducing them to almost none. Keeping yourself busy so that you're able to do that. So I have 3 jobs, 2 that I get paid for, and 1 that I do as a volunteer service. And what was my point? I just forgot my point. I love being busy because when I'm busy, I medicate less. So I personally, I'm under holistic prescriptions for my CPTSD, which is complex PTSD. It keeps me grounded and it keeps me from having episodes. Um, but it's kind of like optional, or you use it as you need it, right? But when you keep yourself busy on a hobby, an art, a job, volunteering, dancing, whatever it is you do, that whole time that I'm working, keeping busy, I feel good. I don't have to constantly medicate. And then sometimes I get home from pulling a double sometimes and I still don't want to medicate. And then you kind of need it less and less and less. And then you have your episodes less. And then you only use it when you really, really, really need it. And then sometimes you just completely wean off of it. So for oxes, don't let the enemy succeed in causing your downfall. Don't let the enemy succeed in causing your relapse. Don't let the enemy win by self-destructive habits. You know what those are. For a big percentage of you, it's nicotine. Nicotine is killing you. And who is laughing? The ones who invented it. They're like, yes, nicotine. It's the best thing for depopulation. You know, it's like the same people who came up with the prickly shot, those same agendas are loving nicotine vapes. They're loving it because children are buying the fruity ones and it, ruins your lungs. You're smoking a battery, you know. The enemy's succeeding. Look at all this. This is vapes right here. This is smokes for some of you. Poor, there could be, I don't even like saying the word. Let's just say addictions, okay? But you can't think clearly because you're smoking a battery of nicotine. A nicotine comes from what? What is derived from? Nicotine is derived from tobacco. And what is tobacco classified under in the plant kingdom? A poisonous plant. It's classified as a poisonous plant, not meant for internal ingestion. And yet, propaganda managed to get everybody to buy one. Tobacco is meant to be used for ceremonies externally. So if you have a wound and you're camping and you don't have hydrogen peroxide or bandages, you use tobacco leaves. And tobacco leaves are the original band-aids for external wounds, just like alcohol. Alcohol is meant to be used externally. Externally. I mop my floors with rubbing alcohol. I love the smell of disinfecting germs, bacteria, viruses dying, you know? So I take a spray bottle with water and I mix it with my favorite essential oil, eucalyptus, peppermint, frankincense, myrrh. I add a bunch of alcohol, rubbing alcohol. So the spray is mostly alcohol with some water and essential oils. Mix that up. I mop my floors with it. You know? So stop degrading yourself spiritually, Ox. There's just you have settled for you've settled for less your whole life because you don't deserve, see what I mean? See what I mean? You think you don't deserve more. I really hope that you work on that. And I completely understand your frustration. I feel your pain. I feel your frustration. Trust me. Okay. It's came out more than any sign. I felt a lot for all the signs, but yours is just like a slap in the face. This is like this person, anyone who does you wrong this year is going to suffer 3 times the consequences, if not more, because you have a natural spirit that is rare. The tool that you have is All My Relations 39, And this is respect for yourself. The tool that you are going to use this year to sustain this alignment is self respect, as well as support from people who are in all of your relations. But because of so much trauma that I've seen in both yours and the dog's reading, um, I don't think that you can, that I don't even think you have people that you can count on. And I'm really sorry to hear that. But let me tell you, this is not forever. If you don't have people that you can count on right now, it simply means that you're in the wrong location. And once you meet your community, your gang, your tribe, and you feel like you're part of something and you're satisfied, that's when you know you're in the right location. So keep moving. It's okay to be a nomad. It's okay to be, you know, uh, a gypsy and just go around feeling different locations out, because every time you go to a different location, you are transitioning to a different timeline. You're healing, you're moving energy. Something progressive happens every time we travel, and you just have to kind of feel yourself out until you finally find that one place that you want to settle for, because a lot of you feel homeless. You've lived in so many different apartments and homes, but you feel homeless, and then that's another thing. What is home? Is home really a place, or is it someone's chest? Okay, so having respect for yourself, you are realizing right now, you are realizing that you've been done wrong your whole life, and you're not letting that happen anymore. Mm-mm. Nope, 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 nope. I don't know if I should take these. Should we take these? I wasn't done shuffling. Anywho, we have beginning. It's a good time to start a new job or a whole new career. Okay, it's yours. You have creative ideas that get noticed. Build a nest egg for the future. I don't know why this card makes me cry when it comes to you, Ox. I feel like your whole life you've been looking for this. And you're just like, when is it going to happen? When am I going to have a nest? Some of you haven't gotten any pets because you are not living in your forever place. You haven't found your forever place. And you're waiting and you're just like, God, I just want a home. I just want to get pets. Everybody seems to have their own little home and their little pets and their children. And you're just like, where's my place in this world? So this is confirming that it's okay to continue looking for a new nest. Okay, it's okay to continue looking. Don't give up. Can you imagine if you give up? How is your future going to look if you give up? You're going to be like one of those miserable grandmas that are like, yeah, I ended up in this state because there was nowhere else to go. How many times have we heard that? How many times have we heard these colonized mindset stories from our family members, our grandparents, our older elders that don't act like elders, that should act like elders, but don't, and actually act like the exact example of what we should not be? How many times have we heard them talking about it? Like, oh, I would have done this, but I gave up. I gave up. All these give up stories. All these, oh, I married them for papers. Oh, I married them for their car. Oh, um, was a mistress for that one man for a roof over my head. It's like, how many times have we heard those stories? You know, it's almost an obligation for you to not give up and be as lame as certain family members in your family. Give and take. Be open to giving and receiving to keep the flow of abundance going. Give someone a chance and ask for what your heart desires. So you have become, it's hard for you to take compliments. It's really hard. You get really uncomfortable when people try to hit on you or ask for your number or give you a compliment. You really have a hard time accepting that. You also have a hard time giving. Now, let me tell you, the ox is not selfish by any freaking means. The ox is one of the most selfless signs in the entire zodiac. But the ox has become selfish by obligation because everyone has done the ox dirty, so now they feel uncomfortable to give anything out. I just have to clarify that, okay? Because if you feel like, oh, I have a hard time giving, oh, there's a reason. There's a reason, okay? And it's reasonable. So, this year, you're going to work on what we spoke about, and you're going to work about your issues with giving and receiving because that is something you have a hard time with. I know, and it's reasonable. I get it. But when the right situation comes around, the right person comes around, you have to have completed your homework by then and worked on your worth and your deservingness and feelings of feeling that you are adequate, because if this opportunity comes around to change and transform your life the way that you've always wanted it, and you didn't work on your worth and you didn't work on feeling deserving, guess what? It will not come through. It's like what you want out of life on all levels: spiritual, energetic, physical, multi interdimensional will happen when you can convince yourself that you deserve it. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time. Bye.